Hello, welcome to Beloved Blackness. I'm Dr. B for vlog 44. So what I would like for you to do in this moment, take a second and hit that red button that's in the lower right side below the video that says subscribe, so that you can be able to become a subscriber of my YouTube channel, and then you'll get a notice in your email each week that I post a new vlog. And so I encourage you to take a moment right now and just hit that red button that says subscribe. All right, so last week I introduced what I'm referring to as the Beloved Blackness Antidote to dealing with the stress of COVID-19 pandemic. And as we deal with the stress of the pandemic, we aren't able to physically be in contact with people the way we typically would be. And part of that physical contact includes being able to actually give one another physical hugs. And for many of us, that's a huge loss. And so with this acronym of HUGS, we've been focusing on last week the H, which is honesty. Today, we're going to focus on the U, which is uplift. And then next week, we'll talk about the G, which is grieve. And then the following week, we'll talk about the S, which is soothe. So today, when I talk about uplift, the essence of who we are as people of African descent are people who recognize that we are not one ourselves without being in relationship to one another, right? That there's an interconnectedness about who we are, that me doesn't exist without the we. And so as we think about not being able to physically be in contact with one another the way we're accustomed to, the physical distance, we don't want to socially, emotionally distance. We want to be creative, use our kuumba to figure out new and fresh ways to be in relationship to one another socially through whether it's virtual means or a social distance walk with a friend where you're keeping 6 to 8 feet between the two of you. And during this time, I want you to think of what are some creative ways. It could be a virtual crafts night that you do, or virtual karaoke that you do, or you join in on a virtual Afro hip hop class like I've been doing with Tatiana Zaire. It's been so fun being able to connect with people whom I would never connect with across the country through a virtual Afro hip hop class. But I want you this week to think about how to be uplifted through your interconnection with other people. It could be even interconnection with your spiritual circles, whether it's a virtual prayer group that you have with your sister friends as opposed to in person, or that you find ways to be able to meet with your meditation community through virtual means. And so over the next week, I want you to focus on this idea of uplift as part of the antidote to dealing with the stress of coping with the pandemic, and find a creative way this week that you connect and rejuvenate and be intentional about tending to your connection with other people. All right, until next week, I'm Dr. B.